Welcome to our latest episode of Campaign Talk. I'm Mark Belshaw, and in this week's edition, we'll be taking a look at the latest developments on the ground in Oldham with one of our lead people in the town, Sajjib Javid. Before we do, a roundup of the latest developments this past week. On Saturday, we held a special conference in Rochdale, attended by party members, supporters, and election candidates from the party, together with Zulfiqar Khan, representing the Independent Candidates Alliance. The conference unveiled the teams of candidates who will be standing for us across the North and the West Midlands, and outlined how we'll be working with independent forces to defeat Labour across the entire country. Let's take a look.
Ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by bad people, but it's the silence of the good people. We'll scrub from British politics the curse that is today's Labour Party. We will punish Labour at the ballot box for every injustice that's inflicted upon us and our people.
So today it's about you, it's about the party, and no other than our favourite, the one we love the most, George Galloway.
Also, as you know, the appointment of Mandelson by the Prime Minister, by Keir Starmer. So we as Independent Candidate Alliance are asking for an independent inquiry. What does Keir Starmer know and is he involved in it? And moving forward, I think this will be a very good coalition to take out the Labour Party and the Workers' Party and ICA to work together. Thank you, everyone.
Make it louder.
Your council tax is going up by 5% this year, and we will be voting against that rise because we care for you.
On behalf of Hamid Ali, please, thank you.
Unfortunately, our party leader George Galloway could not make the event due to his enforced exile. He did, though, send a message to all those at the Congress. Let's take a look at what George had to say.
Our underlying or overarching perspective that our job is to replace the Labour Party in the affections of working class people in Britain. And we can't do that by wondering if our going into a race or not going into a race is going to allow somebody else in by the back door. That's the wrong attitude. The right attitude is everything we do, to coin a Peter Mandelson phrase, every day we wake up, we remember that our underlying objective is to undermine the Labour Party and to replace it as the Workers' Party.
One of the many speakers at the event was one of our very own people in Oldham, Saqib Javid, and he joins us now. Welcome, Sajjib.
Thank you, Mark. Pleasure. Thank you for allowing me to come on.
It's fantastic to have you on. Now, we had a rally in a very impressive venue in Rochdale on Sunday. Can you tell us a little more about the attitude of those present and who was there?
So we had a brilliant rally yesterday, and we had the National Members Council there. So we had members some of the members I'd never met before, so it was good to see them. Some people came from London and up and down the country, so it was brilliant to meet everybody. It was also good because we had the locals who lived in Rochdale to come, and it just gave people a bit of an insight into what the party was about. So it was brilliant to have them down, and they were able to have a look. And also people from Oldham came down, and other surrounding areas from across the board. People who weren't members, people who had no idea about the Workers' Party, came down, and it was brilliant for them to get a chance to get an insight into the party. And so, yeah, it was a success all round.
Mhm. Now, we can see in the videos that the independents were there too. Is the Workers' Party having any success uniting with independents in common cause against Labour?
Yeah, we're having a brilliant success with that. The alliance has actually started from our town in Oldham with the Oldham group. That was the first alliance that we made, and what we saw very early on was that when we spoke to the Oldham group, they had a common interest. They wanted to remove Labour from Oldham. So recognising this and seeing this, we were able to kind of learn very quickly that this is something that we need to do. We need to align with these independents, and we're not a massive party. We're not backed by big donors. We are a social party, and the best thing for us to do is to work collectively with people who have a common interest and a common goal, in my opinion, anyway. I mean, we could have been selfish. We could have just said, we're going to stick candidates everywhere. But what would that have achieved? We probably would have lost, because we would have had independent standing as well. So with this alliance, what it does is it helps us achieve that common goal. And I mean, just looking at Oldham in general, Oldham as a town, Oldham was a notorious town for being we were just powerhouses in manufacturing, and we were for the workers. So being a town that comes from a working background, I mean, I think that the last cotton mill closed in this town, it must have been in the 90s, mid-90s. So we're a working background of people. My father was a part of the mills back in the day, so we owe it to the workers, and we owe it to these kind of people who gave their blood and sweat and tears in this town to be a voice for them, to be a voice for the workers. And we are a party who are a social party. We're a party for the workers, so we do owe it to them, and we owe it to those kinds of people. So by aligning with an independent group who have the similar goals and similar interests, it just made sense for us. And I think it's going quite well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And do you see that in potential ground to work off of in order to defeat Labour, not just in Oldham or in Rochdale, but a couple of years down the line throughout the Red Wall more generally?
Well, I mean, what I'm hoping is that if from now and in a couple of years' time, the party should be in a position where we can show our strength, we can show our unity, and we can show how we do as a party. So I'm hoping that there won't be any independence. I'm hoping that the whole social construct will be on our side, and we'll want to be pushing with the Workers' Party. So maybe this just might be a temporary thing which we have to do. Maybe it could be a couple of years where we align with independents who have the same common interests as us. And, we'll be in a better position next time. Maybe we'll have everyone who joins the Workers' Party, who knows. But, for now, I think this is just a buffering period in which we need to make alliances. And then hopefully in the coming years, I'm excited for what's going to come. I think we're going to be one of the powerhouses of a party which is a powerhouse for the left. And people will be on board. I don't think there'll be many independents that will want to go against us. I think they'll want to join forces.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Certainly. I think many people as well, they're looking at the options that are available. And Labour has kind of become a toxic brand in many areas within the North, and this is becoming more blatant with every following scandal. As I'm sure you're aware of what's been going on with the Mandelson scandal, which has been the fallout from the Epstein scandal. And it seems like
I know
he's pretty much on the ropes, isn't he?
Yeah, 100%. And this is it now, isn't it? So we need a left voice, and that's us. I think so.
Mm-hmm. Certainly. Now, of course, you were at our event on the weekend. Was there a particular speech or favourite speech from that day?
I must say, I think all the speakers were brilliant. I can't really say that there was one that was better than the other. Every speaker had something of value to say. I think the most unexpected thing that came out on the day was the Manchester launch. We had the launch from the branch for Manchester, and I think that launch was brilliant. I think the speakers were very passionate, and in the Northwest, I think Manchester are doing a very good job in getting our brand out there and getting the Workers' Party image out there. The chaps who are standing in Manchester are doing a brilliant job, and if I was to edge towards a particular speaker, it'd have to be the chaps who are representing the Manchester branch. In my opinion, they were very passionate. They definitely showed their passion for not just the party, but they showed their passion for Palestine, and they showed their passion across the board. So it was, if I had to pick one, I'd say it was the Manchester chaps.
Mm-hmm. Now, you yourself spoke from the stage to update the conference on your campaign. Would you be able to let our audience know how things are going in Oldham?
Yeah, and with regards to Oldham, things are going really well. We have a strong candidate who's Rangzabe. He is standing in the Werneth ward. I mentioned I mentioned at the conference that it was a very difficult ward that he's standing in. He's standing in a ward which is dominated by Labour, and there is a couple of independents who are standing in that ward as well, who are standing against him. So he has a bit of a challenge on his hands, and it's good though. But we are going to get it over the line, and I'm excited to see where that goes. With regards to how the campaign's going in itself, he's pushing forward. We're pushing forward as a group with the help of the Oldham Independents as well. We've managed to make a good collective kind of campaign that we do. So each ward is helping each other. So Oldham's on the rise, and I think we're going to get a couple of big wins that are going to come from this next election.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Certainly, and again, like you mentioned before, there'll be alliances with independents who will be working alongside the Workers' Party, not just in Oldham but in Rochdale and many other constituencies. How do you see those campaigns going in the future, and do you see an avenue of success?
I do, yeah, I do, because the whole image and the whole goal that we had by aligning with independents is that they have a similar viewpoint to us, and by doing that and by aligning with the same viewpoints that we have, we're able to bring all that together, because then we're not leaving any options. If you leave too many independents and you're leaving too many options out there, we're confusing the public in who they can vote for. So the alliance itself allows us to bring all that to one place, and it's able to give something for the public, so they know that they can vote in one place, and by doing that, we're able to get more votes in and increase our success rate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Certainly. And is there any words of advice for anyone else who's running their campaigns, whether that is in the Red Wall or throughout the country, where you've got people standing in Birmingham, you've got myself standing up in the North East in Cullercoats and Whitley Bay South? Any advice for Workers' Party potential candidates?
I think the main thing is understand your local issues and understand how our policies align with the local issues. The problem that we have is that, especially campaigning now recently and speaking to the people, is that everyone talks about how, yeah, your points are great, this is great, but what are you actually going to do for us as local individuals? So you have to recognize how we as a party can help the local people, and if you are of value for your local people, tell them how you're gonna be of value. I mean, in Oldham now, there's a lot of corruption that's taken place. There's a lot of issues that the council have presented, and these are what we are focusing on, because we can bring something to the table and we can help the locals. So we are pushing that narrative, and we are pushing that as our campaign to say, look, this is what we can do. So for those who are standing, and for those who want to make a difference in their areas, understand your local issues, understand what exactly is going on in your local area, and don't promise something which you can't deliver. And this is what we've seen. We've seen Labour and the locals promise things which they cannot deliver. And it's awful, because people have voted these people in and now they are not delivering what they've promised. It's as simple as that. So look at the problems, ensure that we can deliver it, and tell the people we can do it, and we will be there for them. And hold yourself accountable if you can't. So I got to say for that.
Certainly, I think many of the Labour councillors should basically take that to heart, because they've basically, as you've said, been promising the world to their constituents, and then when they get in, they don't deliver at all, which I think has opened the ground below them, where many independents and other groups, I mean, on a national level, you've got the Conservatives are collapsing and getting replaced by Reform. You've got Labour are effectively on the brink of collapse at any day now. You've got all sorts, whether it's the Greens or your party or the Workers' Party or independent groups and what have you. It seems like the mainstream establishment in the UK has effectively fallen to pieces, and it's kind of opened up an avenue for actual voices of change and local community voices to actually have their voice heard, and for local people to actually have a choice at the elections. So do you think that this is the potential for change in this country, not just on a local level, but on a national level?
100% on a national level, 100%. And it is sad to see. It's sad to see how the people are fed up. It's sad to see people on a national level are fed up, because it's exactly what you've just said. The main thing that everybody says is, this is what we do. We come, we vote them in, and they make no change. So this is what we're up against. We have to demonstrate that we are that change. And I think we have done that so far by aligning ourselves with the independents. Going back to that conversation of aligning with independents, it's something that's never been done before. It's something that a national party hasn't done. And that in itself should show how we differ from other people. Like I said, we could have been selfish. We could have stuck candidates anywhere, and we could have just worked on our own tickets and not worried about anyone else. But that's not where change comes. Change comes by doing something different, which hasn't been done before. And the people are recognizing that. The amount of people that have said to us that, wow, this is something which we haven't seen before. And they're going to give us a chance off the back of this. They will give us a chance. So it's these small changes that are going to make the big difference. And I 100% think that this will be the difference. And we are going to make that change in the coming years, in the coming months, in the next election. And not just the next election, in the elections from here on out. Because this change has been started with the Workers' Party. The Workers' Party made this alliance. We're the first ones who started an alliance kind of thing that happened with the independents, and people recognize it. And I hope that once we get it over the line, we're able to deliver what we say, because that's what it boils down to. We can't be a party which people go and say that you promised us the world and you didn't deliver. So we need to be able to do that. And I think we can. I know we can.
Absolutely. And just to kind of round out this interview as a final question, what would your message be to the everyday person in Britain watching this broadcast?
My message for the everyday person is don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. We're in a political sphere now where everyone is losing hope. The left are losing hope. Even the right are losing hope. I mean, some people are left in a predicament where they just don't know where they're going. Some would call it an exciting time in politics because no one actually knows where anything is going. But I think that we are in a position where we just need to tell people don't lose hope. Give us a chance. Don't be worried. Respect what's going on out there. Yes, it is unpredictable times, not just on a national level. I mean, the world's unpredictable right now. It is a scary place to be in right now. But I would say that, like I said, don't lose hope. Stay focused. Don't worry. And give the Workers' Party a chance. Give the Workers' Party the Workers' Party are for the left, and we will be of service for the people.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic words, Sajjib, and thank you very much for coming on the show, and all the best of luck for the upcoming campaign in Oldham.
Cheers. Thank you for your time.
In other news, our Balsall Heath West Birmingham candidate Raja Amin held an event in his ward. Let's take a look.
And you know that you are a great talent.
As you could see from our Congress event, we are going all out to win big across the country in the upcoming elections in May. We're not like establishment parties such as Labour, the Tories, Lib Dems or Reform with their millionaire and billionaire donors. We are a party that relies solely on the goodwill of our party members, supporters and well-wishers. Please donate what you can to our nationwide local elections crowdfunder to help us run the best campaigns possible throughout the country. To help make our campaign as visible as possible in Rochdale and Birmingham, we are also seeking your help to fund our ad van campaign. Your help on that is greatly appreciated. And if what you've heard this evening has motivated you to get involved with the Workers' Party, then visit workerspartygb.org and join us. As well as your presenter for Campaign Talk, I am the Workers' Party prospective candidate for Cullercoats and Whitley Bay South. If you also demand change in your community, why not apply to be one of our candidates in the May 2026 local elections too? Our Call the Doctor series with the great GP and NHS activist Dr. Bob Gill returns 5 p.m. this Sunday on Workers' Party Twitter X. A link to our X space will be posted in the viewer chat. Finally, I want to thank every single person who tuned in and engaged with this broadcast. If you agree with what you've heard tonight, share this video, let your friends, family and colleagues know there is a genuine alternative. And again, thank you all for joining us.